YouTube, my friends, what's up? It's been a while since I've done this, but we're back, breaking down another song of mine that just came out recently. It's called Valentine, and I really like this song. The lyrics are kind of cheesy, but that's what romance does, I guess, when you're in love with someone and things get cheap. This is getting way too real. Anyway. Let's get into it. Interesting thing about this song, as opposed to my other stuff, is that it's very like keyboard driven. Like using my keyboard over here, kind of off camera, to record into GarageBand. Yes, I use GarageBand. Just using MIDI to get different sounds. Now, this bass part kind of carries this first verse. Normally, everything I write is very like guitar centric. So I kind of wanted to experiment and do something a little bit different. I tried to just kind of experiment with a bunch of different like sounds, especially synthy sounds.
9:31 FaceTime after work, hit my line. 214 Valentine, will you be mine?
So one interesting thing about this first verse here, I tried to keep the drum and bass parts, that groove, I tried to make it kind of interesting, not like super basic. Like it's not just like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. It's not just like a standard rock beat or backbeat. So if we take the bass part and the drums and throw that click in there, this is what it sounds like. Moving on to this next part, it's like a little synth interlude. It's just this synth patch. It's actually the same patch, the same sound as the bass part on this first verse, but it's just the like higher octaves of it. It sounds kind of cool. It's a very like staccato-y kind of synth sound, which I love.
I don't like to give away my time.
Sorry, I vibe to this song. I know it's my own, but I vibe with it. Anyway, the groove comes in here.
I don't like to give away my time, but I see you special in my mind. You say you like me, good thing I'm all yours.
Again, with the kick and bass parts, kind of doing a lot of like little pushes and syncopations.
Something happens when we lock eyes. I like the way.
Little interesting thing, well, probably going to be interesting to like only the guitar players, if them. But if we look at the guitar part here, it's very like staccato, and then when it does that break, it kind of holds out the notes a little bit more. And in context, that really makes a big difference, and it adds to the like suspense of that little break.
Valentine, something happens when we lock.
Oh my gosh, I haven't looked at this song since before I released it, and kind of forgot how much fun I had recording this and writing it. Very fun. A little bit of overdrive on the bass.
So I'll ask you just one more time. Oh,
when it goes into that section as a transition, I was kind of messing around with this patch. It's called Airways. I don't know. It's weird. But in case anyone's interested, they start off in the center, and then one of them pans all the way to the left, and then the other track pans all the way to the right. But it's keyframed, so it's gradual. It's not just like a sudden switch. The intention with that is to give it a feeling like it's opening up. It goes from this very tight groove here, very syncopated.
so I'll ask you just one more time. Oh,
And then it opens up. And then we go into this vocally weird, but other than that, kind of cool 7/8 part.
You're probably unsurprised, kinda tend to read my mind. If that's true, it's through my eyes. See the way
kind of cool. The guitar part, isolated, is just this. Nothing too crazy, but I like it. And then it goes into this part. It's like a little build. Kind of repetitive, but I thought it was a nice, like, cool. It almost feels nostalgic, so I thought it was a nice way to end the song. And then that's basically it as far as the song format. One thing I want to take a look at is the drums here, because I did do one interesting thing on a few of the drum tracks for this song. Just saying. And that kind of adds to the sound that this song has, I would say. So, what am I doing? All right. So if we take a look at the snare, for example. Are you hearing that? It's not just like a normal dry snare sound. There's this cool thing called a bit crusher, and it's kind of what it sounds like if you're familiar with like 8-bit music and that kind of low fidelity, like distorted sound. The bit crusher is an effect that I really wanted to use on this song. I wasn't quite sure like how I was going to use it. I just had kind of messed around with it a little bit before on different instruments, and it just caught my attention. So messed around with it for this song. If you want to take a listen here and just hear the difference between like the snare with the bit crusher versus without, it makes the snare a lot bigger. It takes up a lot more space. I also pretty sure did the same thing on like the hi-hat, and if we go up here, I did it on the ride as well. It's barely there on the ride, but basically there's two different like parameters on this plugin. One of them is resolution, one of them is downsampling. I don't really understand these two settings. I just know that if you mess around with both of them, it like changes how distorted or how high or low fidelity the sound is. And so that's what I got. But it is cool. Other than that, nothing really crazy to talk about on this song. It's just one of my favorite songs that I've released in the past year, and so I'm just very proud of it and very excited that people seem to like it and people seem to listen to it. So I wanted to get on here and kind of go behind the scenes and break it down a little bit.